Hi everybody, and welcome back to the garden. In this video I'm going to share with you my knowledge about watering plants in the greenhouse during the winter. Now this is something that I have struggled with and still do, to be honest, but what I want to do is share with you my learnings, and hopefully together we can grow some stronger and healthier plants. Okay, let's go into the greenhouse. So this is a bog standard 6 foot by 6 foot greenhouse, packed to the rafters for winter. I've got Washingtonia palms all over there. I've got some cordylines. I've got various other palms here, including various phoenix species. A couple of Fatsias, they can actually come out. They were just in for a very cold spell. Got Braha armata there. I've got a Bootia back there. I don't know if you can make it out. It's the slightly blue. It's got a blue tinge to it. And various other things as well. Now, plants in the greenhouse obviously experience a similar, albeit slightly warmer temperature to the plants that are outside in the garden. And that's still true in winter. It's not, they're not as, the greenhouse doesn't get much hotter than it does that it gets outside, but it certainly takes the edge off the nighttime lows, although having a gaping hole in the glass doesn't help. So the temperature is, let's say, broadly the same over winter, just slightly milder in the greenhouse. So the big difference is that the plants outside are getting soaking wet, particularly here in the northwest of England, where it's not raining today, thankfully. And these plants in the greenhouse stay bone dry. They don't receive any rainfall, obviously. I know I'm stating the obvious here, but fundamentally this is very important. So it's down to me, or you as the gardener, to water the plants. And I'm not suggesting you come around and water my plants, but it's up to the caregiver of the plants. That sounds very politically correct, doesn't it? To provide the right amount of water for the plants to survive but also thrive. Now you can see some of these plants aren't thriving. Some are doing pretty well. And the main reason they're not thriving is water. Now, when it's going to be very cold at night, so tonight it's going to be 1 degrees C. The next night is forecast to be 0. The one after that is 1 degree C again. You definitely don't want to give anything a big water. If something's bone dry, then give it a trickle. But you don't want palms and other plants sat in soaking wet soil when it's going to be really cold. Certainly not the more tender stuff. So the way I tell if something needs watering or not is, let's look over here at the Washingtonia. So this plant here, I can see that the soil is a little bit dry. It's not bone dry, and from the weight of the pot I can tell that it's got a bit of moisture in there. So as mentioned, with the pending low temperatures, I'm not going to water that plant. This one, much the same. It's probably a bit drier than this one, but with the temperatures, I'm going to leave that one, and I'm just going to check another one. I can't really check this one because this is a metal pot, so it weighs different. I'll do this one back here, and again, it's got a bit of weight to it. It's certainly on the dry side, which is good, but it's not bone dry. So the weight of the plant really does help determine whether it needs watering or not. And to make it as easy as possible for yourself, if you can use the same potting mix for all your plants, then or certainly you know, a large group of plants, then it's easier to compare the weights, because I must have some things in here, and I can't quite think what right now, that have a grittier soil and a heavier soil. So they would obviously weigh, you know, it'd weigh more as I pick it up. But that is my best tip for giving plants the right amount of water. A little tip of something that's worked well for me is instead of using a big 16-litre watering can, which you can't be very precise with, and you end up sloshing everywhere and over watering the plants, I refill a 2-litre bottle of water, or you could use an old Coke bottle like I've done here. And if you fill that with water, you can be much more precise. It's much easier, not easy with one hand, mind, but much easier just to give a plant a small amount, just what it needs. I know I've got the lid on, I'm not trying to water because they don't need watering. I just wanted to show the visual. So we've spoken about how to determine whether something needs watering. We've spoken about how to apply the water. The final thing is this time of year, you know, we're mid-February now, heading towards spring. The sunlight is stronger, so it will have a better heating effect on the greenhouse, and that can result in real peaks of temperature. And where you've got a real peak of temperature, that's when you need to really be on top of the watering. If something here is on the dry side now, and we get a 25-degree temperature in here for 5 hours, then that will completely dry out that plant, and if I don't water it before that point, it will suffer, as it has done here. Look, most of this, I believe, is through lack of water rather than cold damage. And as I say, I have struggled with this for many years. I've not got it perfect, as you can see, but I just want to share my knowledge with you. And if you've got any better ideas or any other tips, then please do leave them in the comments. Not just for me, but so other people can see them as well and learn from them. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are.